Hi, everybody. I'm here with Tom Hanyadi today for us to talk about the movie that came out, I believe, Christmas Day, Song Sung Blue. And if you want to check it out over on my other channel, Mr. Cinemayo, I did a kind of formal, regular review of it over there. There's the channel below if you're not subscribed to it. Check it out. I do movie reviews over there. And I wanted to have a review here on my main channel also. And the reason for that is because the movie is, music related. So rather than copy the other one, I rather just do one. And Tom and I like to do discussions sometimes. So, Tom, how have you been? How's it going
Joe,
lately?
been good, Joe. Thank you very much. And
Okay.
yeah, had a good time with this one.
Yeah, well, the story with me is that, at first I'd gone to a couple of new movies. I think it was Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair. I went to that. And then I also went to see this movie Anaconda, the reboot that nobody needs to see. You know, you check out an Anaconda slashing over at the channel, Mr. Cinemayo. But when I was there, I saw twice. I saw the trailer for Song Sung Blue, and I shut my mind off really because I thought it was a Neil Diamond biography about Neil Diamond himself, and I saw Hugh Jackman look kind of goofy. I thought, in my impression, as Neil Diamond didn't. It wasn't. I don't know how I was blanked out to the point where I didn't realize it was a tribute band.
It
That it
took
was
me
about.
like the third or fourth trailer time I saw the trailer to that I realized that it was not a bio.
So I don't feel so bad then. It's not just me. And I was like, I would never see this thing. This looks ridiculous. And then as time went on, people were telling me, no, it's not about Neil Diamond, right? It's about a Neil Diamond interpreter and his wife. They get together. They're in a Neil Diamond band, a tribute band. It's a real band that existed back in the day called Lightning and Thunder, husband and wife team, and they did Neil Diamond songs, and it's about him. So Hugh Jackman suddenly worked for me. He worked for me as a Neil Diamond impersonator or interpreter act, but not really Neil Diamond. So anyway, Tom, before we really get into it, what was your thing? I got people telling me it's really good, and it's not what you think. So that's why I
Yeah,
saw
yeah,
it.
exactly. Same way. I had no interest in this movie at all, even though I've been a big Neil Diamond fan for most of my life, and I still just didn't have any interest in seeing this because one, I thought it was a bio, and I really just don't do music bios, and two, I didn't want it to ruin my any of my appreciation for Neil Diamond. So for that reason, I didn't go see it. But then, and then you saw it before me, and then a couple other friends went to go see it, and it's been doing very well on people's top 25 lists for 25. So I thought, what the hell? Let's give it a shot. I'm glad I did.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And I wound up seeing it. I don't know if you know, but I tell you, I saw it twice. I wound up going back
No,
after that. About I don't know if it was a week or whatever it was, and I saw it with somebody else. So, and I liked it just as much, if not more, the second time. So,
mhm.
yeah, this is a movie that I'm going to own. I want to purchase this movie on physical media and have it.
It was just announced for Blu-ray not too long ago, so you should be able to get on Amazon now and pre-order it if that's what you want to do.
All right, so a little background. Let me just start a little background. The movie was written and co-produced and directed by Craig Brewer, and it's based on the 2008 documentary. There is a documentary with the same title. And what do you think of that? I'm advised with that.
Well, yeah, that's. I mean, you don't go into this movie watching that document. That documentary, Song Sung Blue, is on YouTube. You can watch it, but I would definitely recommend watching it after the movie.
Same here. I didn't even realize it, thankfully, because I don't know the actors and the way they're portrayed in the movie are they seem much brighter and different than the,
Right.
the ones in real life. But not that that means much. But um, I have to say I don't put too much stake in this, but this is. the son of the person that this movie's about, Mike Sardina. It's about Mike Sardina and is it Claire
Claire,
Sardina?
yeah,
Claire,
Claire.
Claire Sardina. His son apparently said he was written out of the script, and there was a lot of stuff he didn't like, and he called them monsters in some quote of making this. And all I know is there's a lot of things that go on in the actual 2008 documentary, the real one, that happens here in the movie
Right,
version. Okay, some things are different, of course, because of artistic license and all that. So it's not all
right.
100%, but I still think that whether it's 50% true, 90% true, it's still a good movie. I really
Right.
enjoyed it on its own right. You know,
Right.
so.
Yeah. I mean, as we know with these bios, a lot of liberties are taken, and it's that's no exception here. And but you know, a lot of it is true, even though they may have ventured off the path a little bit. It's still, for the most part, pretty accurate.
And in this story, it takes place in the 1990s. And Tom, you had said something about really though these events are a lot longer than that, because in the movie it
Yeah.
only seems like a couple of years in the movie.
Right. And the movie is this couple of years. I mean, the documentary takes place over I think like 20 some years.
Wow.
So
I didn't
you
see
know,
the whole documentary. I watched some of it. And
right.
I'm like, that's this movie's only a couple. Feels like a couple of years,
Still a couple of years, right. Yep, I
and it's
agree.
like the 1990s, and the character of Mike is a recovering alcoholic who's 20 years sober at the time when it opens, and he loves playing his music. It's like a therapy for him in a way. It keeps him straight because he's likely to fall off the wagon. He tries to get into the music, and he winds up meeting Claire because they're both impersonators or interpreters.
Right,
Um, that's the thing I like about this. First you got like Mike is doing Don Ho, and Patsy Cline is being done by Claire,
clear.
and it also has Michael Imperioli known from The Sopranos, really, who plays Christopher in The Sopranos, who plays an impersonator of Buddy Holly, and he
Right.
winds up joining their band. But anyway, Claire suggests, to Mike, why don't you start doing Neil Diamond? And that's that. And they begin a relationship. They form the team of Lightning and Thunder. They ultimately get married, and we're not going to spoil too much here. But then tragedies come along, and things
Right.
are a little different. It takes a turn, and what? So, I don't know. Overall, your thoughts on the movie, the story, whatever.
Right, yeah, no, the story's fine. I mean, I mean, it's not spoiling anything, but I mean, they do get to perform with a band called Pearl Jam, which right before they took off big, and then here they are. This was their big break, and they were getting ready to take off big too. But it plays out, with tragedy pursuing, afterwards. But there's some really good. The performances are fine. I thought Hugh Jackman and Kate Hudson were fine performers in this, but again, don't see the original people before you see the actual people before you see this movie. But no, I thought Hugh Jackman did a fine job. If he performed the Neil Diamond songs, and I thought he did great doing those songs, and it's fine. I mean, I felt a lot of emotions seeing this film. So I felt sad, felt happy, nervous, excited. There's a lot of things going on in this movie. So, and I was invested pretty much right off the bat too.
Yeah,
This movie got me, pretty much within the first 10 minutes. So I was excited to go on this journey with them.
yeah. I was hooked through the whole thing. There's some funny moments. There's some moments of love, happy moments, but then there's also sad moments and intense moments. It's a tearjerker. Both
Yep.
times I saw it, I welled up. I mean, I couldn't control. I was getting the tears. This is a pretty heartfelt movie. I think the performances are really good. I think Hugh Jackman is very good. I also think Kate Hudson is very good as Claire. And I always say whenever I talk about the movie that at first she's like almost overly like good natured and high spirited and cheery. And I'm like, well, come on. And then she has to face an accident of sorts.
Right.
And she winds up all of a sudden becoming totally different. The character becomes, rather bitter and withdrawn, and it's a whole different kind of acting, which I thought was so good. And I also want to give a nod to Ella Anderson, who plays Claire's daughter from a first marriage or another marriage. Who at first, when you see her, she's just a typical, you know, kid with a little bit of an attitude and stuff like that. But eventually, I think she does some good acting, especially when the chips are down and like some of the
Right.
scenes in, we'll say, the hospital and stuff. I kind of liked her strong acting in some of those. So performance is good as well. I'm trying to battle here sunshine, folks. The sun is
Uh,
like getting angry right now. I
yeah,
love
and then
this one.
and also the actress that plays Claire's mother in there was fine. I mean, the she was a very disapproving person, and Claire in real life too was really uh, positive, as you will, and she really wanted this. She was a really good singer, so she thought this always felt that this was her opportunity. With Mike to be somebody, and there was a couple times where they had an opportunity to really take off for them, for whatever that means. I mean, they did play a lot of state fairs and they played smaller venues, but all in all, yeah, I think Claire Kate Hudson's. I mean, she does. I think she does a really good job here too, with the positive side and with the downside when she faces adversity, and she does good. Yeah, Kate Hudson, I think was well here, well received in this film.
Yeah, and this gave me an appreciation also for tribute bands. I don't think much of them really, but I was like, no, this is pretty cool actually. I mean, I've seen my share of tribute bands, I guess, but I really started having a little more respect to thinking, yeah, this is it's enjoyable. And Neil Diamond, I mean, I've always liked Neil Diamond.
Mhm.
So the songs are very enjoyable and they're well done. I thought well performed.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, I liked how also they made the point. They hammered it a couple times where Neil Diamond was so much more than just Sweet Caroline, which is
yeah,
very
and I love that
very true.
because
Yeah,
there are a lot of scenes in there where they're going, no, you got to do Sweet Caroline. He's like, Neil Diamond, that's a lot more to him than
right.
Sweet Caroline, because the Mike character, Mike Sardina, the real life too, he was a kind of a fan of Neil Diamond's, and he respected him and everything,
Right.
and knew there was more to him than just that. And having said that, I think "Sweet Caroline's" my favorite song, but I like "Sweet Caroline." I like "Sung Blue." I like "Girl, You'll Be a Woman Soon." There's one that's not,
Right.
necessarily. That was like my three favorites of him, and there are other ones as well. But yeah, I found with this movie, you're having love, hope, and then you're getting strength and resilience. It makes you feel like sometimes if you're going through something, maybe you can feel
Right.
more resilient and strong too. It's encouraging in that way. And overall, just everything comes together in it. So,
Yeah, yeah. I did learn about a song that I wasn't familiar with from this movie, and it's a song called "I've Been This Way Before,"
uh,
which I've really come to appreciate now. But the song selections they picked, including a song called "Suleiman."
oh
Uh,
yeah,
which is a good part in the film, which is a kind of comedic part in the film.
Suleiman. What is it, Suleiman? No, no, Suleiman. What is that?
Yeah.
You don't know how to pronounce it.
Right, right. Which Jim Belushi is also in this film
Yeah, Jim
as the
Belushi. I was going to
manager.
say, yeah, he
Yeah,
plays the manager. He's good. He's fun in it, but he's got, he doesn't have as much to do as I would like, but
right.
he's good in there. So you got Jim
Yeah,
Belushi as well in
yeah.
there.
And, happy they included a song called "Play Me."
Oh yeah,
And has always been one of my favorites
and that's
from
a
the.
good scene. I like that when you have a scene where Claire and Mike are working together before they start really doing their act. They're kind of like
Right.
rehearsing a little. They're trying to feel out like how they can work together, and that's a nice exchange with them, the two of them singing "Play Me" together.
Yes.
home and she's on the piano, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because they do become a duet, almost a way team with these songs.
Duet, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, she does sing. She does sing quite a few lyrics from the songs as well.
Yeah, so anyway, any other thoughts about it other than go see it?
Yeah, well, yeah, I think that it's an okay depiction of the original source material, like I said, but the original documentary is a lot more. Yeah, I think sad in a way, but you do see the actual footage of them playing with Pearl Jam there in the original, and then they do show that in this film, and that's exciting. The interaction between Kate and Hugh Jackman, there is some chemistry there,
Yeah,
I believe. I do kind of feel that Michael Imperioli is kind of wasted in this
yeah.
film. I feel like they could have had any actor, you know, do that role. It wasn't really demanding or challenging or anything like that.
Yeah, he wasn't
But
given much to do. I got a kick out of him when he
no,
was in the early scenes when he was
right,
portraying Buddy Holly, the sound alike,
right,
person.
yeah,
And it was funny. Then there's some part where he decides to join Lightning and Thunder, and he says,
right,
"Hey, Buddy Holly died when he was 22. I'm 52." He says, "It's gonna be," and he joins as
right.
the guitar player in the act. So
Right, and then I love the scene where Claire by Kate Hudson, she's known as Lightning, and then there's a scene in there where she
I think
says like
she's
lightning
Thunder, by the
strike.
way.
Yeah, no, she Thunder or what
Yeah,
was
she's
she? I
Thunder.
thought okay, yeah.
He's got the because
Anyway,
he's got the lightning on his back.
lightning on. But I like the scene where she says like lightning strikes twice, because there's an incident that does happen twice,
Yeah, yeah.
you know, which is quite comical as well.
It's a
You know,
comical and shocking, but comical at the same time
right?
scene. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't want to spoil too much myself. I mean, I like to say more about it, but I can't. But yeah,
yeah,
so it's close to a perfect movie for me. It's funny. Also, I'll mention the first time I saw it. I mean, this movie is a little over 2 hours. I don't know if it's 2 hours and 15
yeah.
minutes, something like
12,
that.
I think it was 212.
And I don't care how long a movie is, as long as it feels like it's not dragging or anything. The first time I saw the movie, I really loved it, but I said I thought felt a little could have been shorter. The second time, it was fine. I didn't feel like it was too long. So that happens when you see a movie more than once. Your opinions can change about certain things, right?
Yeah, yeah, I do think maybe 15, 20 minutes could have been snipped from the film, but no, I mean all the scenes are enjoyable. I didn't really feel like I was wasting my time seeing this film or at any point in time. So yeah, it's good. I recommend it.
Okay, so thank you, Tom. And once again, I just want to end by showing you the name of my other channel, Mr. Cinemayo. Tom and I do a show along with Tim Allen. Usually Monday nights, over there on Mr. Cinemayo. It's a movie discussion. We talk about movies if we've seen any, and it's a weekly show. We talk about if we've seen any movies this past week, or if we bought any new movies or acquired any somehow, and we take live comments. So, oh yeah, he's coming right. So this is Monday nights over at Mr. Cinemayo, and the time is usually around 5:30 p.m. Eastern, but it's always subject to change. So do that, and please join Mr. Cinemayo, my other channel on movies, and look at the review. I mean, you've heard it all here, but if you want to check out the review, I give it a star rating out of 4 stars, and that's it. So thank you, everybody, for joining.